Welcome to Stats in 5, your quick roundup of the latest data from the Statistical Institute of Jamaica. Just 5 minutes to catch up on the stats that matter. Let's jump right into the breakdown of the June 2025 releases. We begin with the Consumer Price Index, CPI. The All-Jamaica Consumer Price Index for May 2025 went up by 0.4%, moving from 141.3 in April to 141.9. The biggest driver was a 1.5% rise in the housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels category. Also contributing to the inflation rate was a 0.9% increase in restaurant and accommodation services, mostly because of higher prices for meals eaten out. The index of the heavily weighted food and non-alcoholic beverages division went up by 0.1% for the month. That was influenced by increases in the index of the classes fish and other seafood, which is 1%, cereal and cereal products 0.4%, and meats and other parts of slaughtered land animals 0.4%. But that was balanced out by drops in the classes vegetables, tubers, plantains, cooking bananas and pulses, and fruits and nuts, which fell by 0.4% and 1.6% respectively. Looking at the bigger picture, the point-to-point inflation rate, that's May 2024 to May 2025, was 5.2%. The biggest contributors were food and non-alcoholic beverages, 6.5%, housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels, 7%, restaurant and accommodation services, 7.1%. We now move on to the Producer Price Index, PPI. In May 2025, the PPI for the mining and quarrying industry rose by 0.7%, thanks to a similar increase in the index for the major group bauxite mining and alumina processing. The manufacturing industry also saw a 0.7% increase driven by food, beverages, and tobacco, 0.6%, refined petroleum, 1.3%, chemicals and chemical products, 0.8%. Now to the point-to-point rates from May 2024 to May 2025. The mining and quarrying index jumped by 8.5% due to an increase of 7.8% in the index for the major group bauxite mining and alumina processing. The point-to-point index for the manufacturing industry increased by 0.5%, resulting from a 4.4% increase in the index for the major group food, beverages, and tobacco. However, the industry's overall movement was tempered by a 13.6% fall in the index for the major group refined petroleum products. Let's now shift our focus to the international merchandise trade numbers from January to February 2025. Jamaica spent US $1,320.9 million on imports and earned US $306.2 million from exports. The value of imports rose by 1.9% compared to the same period in 2024, which was driven by raw materials and intermediate goods 6.2%, consumer goods 9.9%. Exports, on the other hand, fell by 8.9%, mainly due to a 41% drop in mineral fuels. Here are our import partners: USA, China, Brazil, Nigeria, and Colombia, with spending on goods from these countries up 9.3%, mostly because of more mineral fuels imports. And our top export destinations were USA, Russia, Iceland, Canada, and France. Exports to these countries rose by 11.7% thanks to an increase in expenditure on exports of crude materials. Looking at trade blocs, imports from USMCA countries rose 8.6%. Imports from the EU and CARICOM dropped by 28.2% and 2.3% respectively. Exports to USMCA and CARICOM were up 7.4% and 6.0%. Exports to the EU fell by 8.2%. Want to dive deeper into the data? Head on over to statinja.gov.jm or give us a call at 876-630-1600. That's it for this month's Stats in 5. Catch you next time for more insights.